The House Edge Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Capital Amateur Football Association. And we are live at the 2017 Midget Championship. I'm here, Jesse Card, joined with Jeff Karate in the booth. Welcome to, well, it's been a long season, but we're finally here with two teams left standing. The heavily favored Bel-Air Norsemen coming to this game and making it to this championship totally undefeated versus a team that has gone through a lot of changes and position alterations. But the Nepean Eagles have advanced to the championship. What do you expect out of this game, Jeff?
Well, you know what? It's 8-0 versus 4-4. We all know with these games, it's not the best team that wins. The team that plays best wins. So here we are, Millennium. It's nice. It's not real cold. It's a little bit windy. It's not going to rain. So it's a level playing field for everybody. So speed kills. So let's see how 8-0 does against 4-4. Hey, listen, they earned their right to be here. They earned their right to be here. Both teams have. It's going to be a good game.
So let's bring it down to field level where the teams are lining up for the national anthem.
Down to the 25-yard line. First and 10 Eagles. Give the cat on the tackle. On the tackle. First and goal from the 5-yard line for the Eagles. Goji up the middle for no gain. Nick Sims on the tackle. Let's go! Goji up the middle. Thierry Lubin on the tackle. Third and goal. On the run. Paquette on the tackle for a loss. Fourth and goal. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Don't jump, boys! Don't jump! Don't jump! Exactly the same, Greg. Offside. Defense. Play one. First down. Number 44, Benjamin Gannett Melhoit, stuffed on the run. Second and goal. Eric Neal converts a point after. At the 4:18 mark of the first quarter, the Eagles are up 7-0. Short kick by Eric Neal, recovered by number 24, Cal Gray. Should be on the run. Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9. Nicholas Walter on the reception. Third and inches.
And after the game, I'm going to pin you down.
Passing complete. Defend the turnover, number 82, Connor Bright. Gauthier on the short run, second down. Gauthier on the run to the right. On the tackle, number 30, Mohammed Abdul Kadir.
Ready!
Sorry about that.
Number 44, Benjamin Gannett Mailhawk. Fourth and short, Eagles. Punt out of bounds at the 40-yard line. First and 10, Bel-Air Norsemen. Jeremy That's
I was like, yo, that was my bad.
First down, Norsemen. Should be on the run, tackled by number 52, Josh Parado. On the run, tackled by number 34, Mark Straw.
4 or 5 yards. Puts him in third and manageable, 3rd and 5.
Well, if he can do that throughout the game, they're going to have to respect that. They're going to have to keep some defenders spying the quarterback if he's going to go and pick up 15 yards every time he takes the ball off with him. So now we got 3-by-1. I-back, Kearney under center. On third down, they run an end around, and that's Sakeley fighting hard for extra yardage. Forward progress given to him, and it's not going to be much of a gain on that play, Jeff.
No, it's not going to be much of a gain, and it wasn't really well executed, that play, because it was real slow. It was real slow, and there was nowhere for him to go. So whether it's designed to get cut right up, the B gap, or get outside, he wasn't going anywhere.
That he wasn't. Jake Sakeley, wide receiver, coming off an ear injury. We talked about him on the podcast this week. But right now we've got Josh Strang lining up for a field goal, and this is well within Josh's range. And it's blocked and recovered by the Eagles. And another huge early play by this Eagles defense.
I'll tell you, the Eagles came to play. They're running the ball real well. They're making it tough for Bel-Air to run the ball between the tackles. Granted, Bel-Air dropped the ball that should have been caught on the hitch and wheel early, a little bit of a trick play, but nonetheless, they should have caught it. And they're making Bel-Air get into their playbook now because they've run some different plays in different formations. So Bel-Air's just trying to figure out now where the heck can they go to exploit that defense, because they came to play.
But if anyone's up to the challenge, it's two-time, maybe more than that. I don't have the official stats of how many championships Tony Valente, the head coach of the Bel-Air Norsemen, have won, but he's won the last 2. He's looking for 3 tonight. And if that were to happen, this Bel-Air Norsemen midget team is a dynasty.
Oh, yeah. It's going to take a little more than a block punt to get these coaches off their track. It's not their first time, and there's lots of time left to start of the second quarter here.
But there's another great coach on the other sideline, in Andy Ogg, who's been a long-time Eagles head coach for this midget team. Dante handing the ball off to Goche. Goche close to the 30-yard line before he's wrapped up.
See, there's another 1.5 yards, 2-yard gain, maybe 3. What Noah gives you, he gives you those tough yards, because he will just run. He'll go hard, and he won't stop running. If he gets a crease, as we saw earlier, he's just gone. He's got the ability to get down the field. He looks like a track star when he gets a full stride ahead of him.
I love seeing running backs that run full speed. They don't wait. They hit the hole hard, and Noah does that indeed. So the Eagles come out with a similar formation, 3-by-1. ISO up top. Dante under center is looking for a quick pass. He's also a mobile quarterback, and he gets the edge. Wisely steps out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. Very close to a first down, but he'll set up 3rd and short.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a broken play or not, or if he wanted to go to the ISO receiver on the other side, but it wasn't. He obviously saw something he didn't like over here, it seemed, at the start of the play, so he looked on the other side. Or maybe that was the design bootleg, and he just didn't get on the outside edge.
Well, it looked like he was going for like a bubble screen.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He didn't like it on this side, so there was something, maybe just some miscommunication. But he's dangerous. If you give him ahead of steam, too, he's gone, too. He can get to the goal line in a hurry.
82 down at the bottom of your screen as a wide receiver. Watch him. We got press coverage on, and a quick hit run right up the middle for a few. That's Jude Afoli, another running back on the Eagles roster.
That's another tough run up the middle. Here they go. They're going between the tackles. That's where they have success. They're not getting 8 or 9 yards at a crack. They're getting 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to wear down the defense, too. And you know what it does? It keeps that Bel-Air offense off the field.
Norseman pressing hard on the coverage. Goche on the sweep. Tackled by number 1, Isaac Mbote, defensive back for the Bel-Air Norsemen.
That's a 3-yard gain. That's Noah. He's one guy away from breaking that. So you got to credit these Bel-Air guys. They're not shying away from a power back like Noah. They're going to tackle him. Fundamentally, they're very sound defense.
Very, very sound defense. Defense have let 2.3 points per game allowed, first in the league, and 4 shutouts, Jeff, this
Wow.
season. So
Yeah.
if you talk about a stingy defense, it doesn't get much more stingy than that. Few words spoken by Noah Gauthier. The one thing about Gauthier they're going to have to watch is he's a very passionate player, and he can sometimes draw the flag.
Yeah. He's, you know what though, like and I think that's a real good word to describe Noah. He's very passionate. I mean, he's passionate. He's a classy guy. He's not going to let you push him around. He's going to go and he's going to block his butt off. He's going to run. He's going to do whatever the coaches ask him to do. That's another good play by the defense because that was something they hadn't seen yet. But it was out of their regular formation. They brought a guy across into trips, but they're not going to be fooled easy tonight.
Yeah, that's Kevin Ramondre, number 21. And a nice, strong tackle by number 96. That's Thierry Lubin, defensive lineman for the Norsemen.
Yeah, this is so both sides now have tried different things throwing the football. They're running between the tackles. They're having a little bit of success, not a whole bunch. I mean, Noah had the big run, and at the start of the game, they had the fullback that had the big run on the other side. And now both tried trickery, both tried their inside reverse, didn't go anywhere. So, to say they know each other might be a bit of an understatement, right?
So on 4th down, the Eagles look to punt. It's a good snap, directional punt, and a good one, but that's going to be Tashimbi, who has had trouble handling the punt, and 52 wraps him up beautifully down at the 38, 37-yard line.
That's a great punt. I think Tashimbi was probably looking downfield before he caught the football because he didn't have to move a whole lot to catch that ball. He dropped it, boggled it, looked up. Great coverage by the Eagles. Fantastic coverage by the Eagles.
And the Norsemen will start from the 41-yard line. 7:22 left in the second quarter. 7-0 for the Eagles. Quick pass is deflected and incomplete. And the receiver's knocked down to boot.
Yeah, they just tried to throw a simple hitch there. It didn't go anywhere. I mean, the defense lineman got up there and slapped it down with his hand. I'm not so sure had he completed it. The coverage was pretty tight, so I'm not so sure I would have ran it. And he would have had to break 2 tackles to get anywhere. Good job by the defense.
That's Dingham Jonas on the Eagles playing corner out there. He also plays receiver for the team, but looks quite comfortable at the corner position. It'll be 2nd and 10, Norsemen. Kearney under center, hands it off to Tashimbi, who is tackled by 2, not 1 but 2 Eagles defenders.
Yeah, that was just, you know what? It's just, there's not a lot to be had between the tackles out here. That's just the way it is. There's just not a lot to be had.
And what that tells me is we got 2 defenses here that are pretty disciplined in their lanes.
They're very disciplined in the lanes. They flow well with the football, and they tackle well. I mean, they're 17 and 19 years old. They should be tackling well, but they do. That's the good thing.
So a 3rd and 10, a critical 3rd and 10 with 6 minutes left in the half. I formation. Balance formation, looking to pass. It's a little bit of a double move, but Kearney's going to take off with it. He spins into the tackle, gets a couple yards, but not enough. He's going to be short, well short of the first down, and it'll be 4th and 5.
Yeah, I think he was again trying to throw something deep on the far side of the field. It just wasn't there on time for him to get it, and he just took and he wanted to get what he could. Right?
It looked like the receiver out there kind of faked a stock block, and then he was going to take off
like
on
stop and go.
Stop and go.
Yeah, but he was just a second late.
Strang back to punt, handles the snap, directs the punt right out of bounds at about the 39-yard line.
That's a better punt. If you're going to kick it out of bounds like that. Had it stayed in, their cover team would have covered that real well.
So, Jeff, this midget league has invested in a lot of tools for these coaches this year, and maybe we're seeing a well-balanced final because of the amount of scouting ability that they've had all season. They've had huddle accounts. They've had every game professionally filmed and uploaded to Huddle. And now the coaches are able to really get a feel. This is what we're watching is maybe 2 coaching staffs really going at it. And the Bel-Air Norsemen have recently been joined by a new coach, Stefan Napolitano of the Carleton Ravens. He's on the sideline tonight. Dante back, looking for something, scrambling, finally releases it.
Nice throw.
42 on the completion.
What a great throw. He got out of the pocket. He got pressured, got out of the pocket, and he was patient in waiting for something to open up before he took off and ran. That's a real good job. And Bel-Air knows they got to respect his athletic ability. I mean, this kid can run with the football.
Max Charbonneau with the reception there. He's listed as a linebacker on our roster, but he's out there receiving for the Eagles. We've got Blizzard under center, I formation, and the toss strong. Dante looking to get around his blocker, puts his hand out on the offensive lineman to buy a little bit more time.
Yeah, he knows he knows where he's going. He's got a big old lineman out there to run. He's going to get behind him and wait till he blocks someone to get upfield. I mean, again, that's another 3 or 4 yard gain by Noah. He got to the outside. He stretched out a little bit, but he always seems to find his way north. He's
looking for that cutback for sure. And it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. 4 minutes left in the half. 7-0. And this time, Gauthier can't find anything. He's wrapped up.
Yeah, that time, I mean, the defense guessed right. They came through that gap, and the offensive lineman didn't get on it and turn the other way because they ran a counter. I love the play. I love that counter play. But you cannot run it with defensive linemen penetrating at the point of attack there.
That was Sherpin Amidi on the tackle, number 56, D lineman. You can see Nick Sims, middle linebacker for this Norseman defense, calling the shots, communicating with his defense, getting everyone set up properly. And now a little bit of a different look. Dante out of the gun.
Love it.
Pump fakes, and they get the screen out to Gauthier, but it's also, again, once again, well defended and a man down on the field.
Yeah, it was well defended, but he caught the ball. Had he caught that ball about 3 yards away from the offensive lineman, I think he'd be running to the end zone. Very well defended, but he was in there too tight, and the O-line getting on the defenders can reach through and grab him.
And that's Tyler Broman, who's shaken up on the play. Tyler Broman's had a rough year. Tyler Broman is a kid especially close to us because he also works for HESN as a camera operator.
There you go.
He shot a lot of games for you guys this summer at the OPFL and the OVFL last year. And he had a knee injury against the Giants early in the season. Kind of a weird play where somebody fell on the back of his knee. He was out for a while. He might still be suffering from some of those injuries. But on 4th down, the Eagles will look to punt.
That's a good punt.
Cameron Campbell forces the punt.
Good coverage. Nice high punt. Good coverage.
Jake Sakeley, the one who single-handedly won the semifinal last week against the Riders with his punt return touchdown. He's an explosive guy, as is Liam Paquette, and they're not even using Liam as a punt returner, but he grew up at the Mosquito and Pee Wee and Bantam level returning punts for the Bel-Air Lions, and now they don't even need him back there because they've got Tashimbi and also Sakeley, who are returning now for the Norsemen. And it'll be 1st and 10. Now, with 2 minutes and 48 seconds, does this change what their approach is, Jeff, or are they just going to stick with what they're doing?
Well, I think they've been patient in trying to run the football and trying to take a couple of shots, but I mean, they've got to get down and maybe threaten the goal line a little bit, get within field goal range, maybe just try to get some points on the board before the half ends. But there again, you're running between the tackles, and there's not a whole lot there.
Mark Straw with the tackle. And a loss of 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 11.
And, I mean, on both sides of the ball, nobody's really doing anything fancy. They're setting up in basic sets. They're playing football. They're trying to run the ball between the tackles. They're just not getting it done there because both sides are doing a real good job stopping them. I mean, these are good running backs we got here too.
Indeed, some good running backs on both teams. Gurney, nothing doing, and he's wrapped up in the backfield for the first quarterback sack of the night, and he slams the ball down in frustration because he knows that was a big one on 2nd and long.
You know, like, let's go back to what you were talking about, the huddle accounts and the game film and all that sort of stuff, and coaches having tools and being able to watch it. I'm guessing, I haven't seen these guys play a whole bunch, but I'm guessing they like to go to that play because that's not even the hitch. That's the wheel. They like to go deep. These guys know that. These guys know that. That's not by accident. That's very well defended, and they're getting pressure on them.
And as a defense, when you can start to see tendencies, it makes your job a lot easier as a defense. This time they're going to the corner to Sakeley, but that one is intercepted by the Nepean Eagles, and number 11, Eric Neal.
That's a great job by the defense because they went back to that same play. Like you said, they changed it up and instead of sending him down to the seam, they thought they could send him to the corner, but he was almost triple covered there. Very ill-advised throw. He should have just taken something short out here, but they don't have a short release to throw to anybody. They run that little hitch action, then everybody gets deep, so there's no intermediate sort of midfield route for anybody.
And a tough read for the quarterback, Patrick Kearney, because he was forced to step in at around week 4 or 5 when their true starting quarterback left for Franco Cite. So he has been thrust into the starting quarterback role and leader on the team. And Noah Goche gets the toss and makes a nice little juke, but he's met by Liam Paquette. This is going to be a heavyweight battle here with Paquette and Goche meeting in the alley all night long, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, these running backs are really good. But, I mean, these guys on defense just know how to flat-out tackle. I mean, fundamentally, these guys are in position. They're running toss, they're running dive, they're running lead. And everywhere Noah turns, there's somebody there to tackle him.
So with just over a minute left in the half, Dante Blizzard on 2nd down takes the shotgun, steps up into the pocket, rolls to his left, lets the ball go, but a little bit too high. And if it wasn't tipped by the receiver, Paquette might have had a chance at it.
Yeah, but, I mean, how athletic is Dante? You know, getting out of the pocket, scrambling like that. He had his 2 blockers. His 2 running backs were pro blocking for him up front. Gets out of the pocket, squares up, and he wanted to get something downfield.
Well, he is athletic. He's a receiver for the most part of his career in the CAFA with the Raiders, and he won an A-Cup with his dad coaching with him. Last year at Bantam, he actually beat the team that I was coaching with, the Bell Warriors, in a good final. But now Dante and Carlos are back together, reunited for maybe another shot at it and to win another championship. Dante with the quick bubble screen to Goche, but that one is going nowhere. Oh, and a physical tackle.
Yeah, that play wasn't going anywhere. I mean, they've seen it before too, right? They've seen it before. I mean, and again, you know, if somebody misses a tackle, Noah could be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, fundamentally, these are really good tacklers.
Sherpin Amini comes in and finishes up that tackle. And you like to see that. The nice thing, it's not too cold. You're going to see that gang tackle mentality at this championship level. This is a big championship for the Bel-Air Norsemen because they're going for 3.
Yeah.
No one has been able to really compete with the Norsemen, but we have seen some good games in the past with the Bengals 2 years ago, or the Bengals last year, but the Bengals a couple years ago we saw this matchup with Curly Gittens Jr. and Brad Smith, and the Midget Championship always seems to be able to deliver, even if the season has some forfeits. This year, I think, was probably one of the most successful Midget seasons in a long time with 6 pretty good teams. I mean, the Orleans Bengals were probably the weakest of them all, but Canada even was able to rally. And
well, you know what? You got an 8-0 team out here, and you have a 4-4 team out here. And I would ask anybody watching the broadcast or watching the game out here, who's who? You know?
Tashimbi waits for it. Sakeley picks it up, but there's going to be a no flags draw, and he doesn't go down. He shoves the Eagles defender off him. And Nick Sims comes up. Little bit of encouragement there. And you know what? With 36 seconds left in the half, what would you be doing here as a coach, Coach Karate?
Well, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta you want to go in and maybe you want to regroup at the half. And I say that because they've tried to throw some deep balls that just haven't got there. The last thing you want to do is throw a ball deep, have it intercepted, and have it run back down the sideline and go down 14-0. Because they haven't had a lot of success trying to hit these deep balls, if you're going to throw it, maybe throw a screen.
Screen, maybe a draw.
But you can see the Eagles, they're not sending a lot of guys. They're getting there with 4 guys.
Playing what looks like a cover 2 in this 4-down football. Now, we have to address the fact that whoever wins tonight, and at this point it's really hard to tell, 7-0 for the Eagles at this point with the seconds counting down into the first half. But the champion tonight will have a week off, Jeff, and then they're going to be matching up against the Quebec equivalent champion in who knows what this is going to be.
Yeah, I think it's great that they're doing that at Mosquito, Pee Wee, Benham, and I think they're doing that midget now too.
Tashimbi up the middle on a huge gain. Just a straightforward run up the middle. Maybe something that the defense wasn't expecting.
Well, they're playing a little bit loose now because they don't want – I mean, Bel-Air's tried to go deep a couple of times. They don't want it to go deep and connect on it, obviously. So they're going to give them – I mean, you know what? There's 6.8 seconds to go in the first half. They'll give them a 12, 15-yard run in the first down. They might have one more play, maybe 2, left in the half.
And we've got a timeout, and we're going to go to a quick commercial. And then we'll be back after the timeout. And we're back. 6.8 seconds left. Kearney under center, I back formation, and it looks like the receivers are offside. Flags down, but they go deep, and they actually connect, but it's all for naught. And he fumbles. They pick it back up, but they're just going to call the play dead. Receivers are clearly offside.
They're calling offside defense.
And possibly an offense on defense. I could have sworn that
Half's
we had
over.
some receivers. That's going to be the half, though.
What a great half.
Now, Jeff, what are your takes on the first half here?
Well, obviously Bel-Air comes in as the favorite, right, being undefeated all year. The Eagles at 4-4 are sort of limping into the playoffs, and obviously, like I said earlier, ask anybody who's here watching the game or watching it online to which team is 4-4 and which team's 8-0.
including Blues Fest and City Folk, and we want to bring that to the kids, and we want to thank Tim Tierney for helping us implement that. And now, here we are back at Millennium Field on a nice, cool, brisk Friday night, and the kickoff goes deep. And just out of bounds.
That's a shame. That was a really good kick. That was a really good kick. So now Bel-Air gets to start with the ball, Jess. I don't think they're in panic mode. I don't think they got to go crazy and start, bombing the ball downfield. I think they got to try to find something that works, something that's going to get them progressively down the field a little bit before they take a shot. I don't really expect them to come out and start taking shots right away.
No, I don't either, Jeff. One thing we haven't seen a whole lot is any fullback dives, but they like to rely on that kind of pound and ground. Oh!
Great hit.
Fantastic hit. The hit of the night so far by number 52 on the Eagles defense. John Ferrano with an aggressive message-sending tackle, Jeff.
Great tackle. They just tried to run straight lead again, and here they come, and he's seen it. He's seen it about 6 or 7 times already today.
Do you think the Norsemen are matching the intensity here tonight yet?
Yeah, I'll tell you, both teams are just bringing it. Both teams are bringing it. I haven't seen any missed tackles. I'm not seeing anybody not playing hard out there. These guys are just playing real sound.
Kearney looking to pass, and he's wrapped up again in the backfield. That's number 34 again with a critical play. Mark Strong has been all over the field tonight. He's probably got 4 or 5 tackles so far solo, including 2 sacks.
Yeah, he's coming off the edge hard. He's maintaining the edge. He's got integrity over there. And then when he comes in, you notice when he comes in, he's not coming in from inside. He's coming in from up top.
Now, another Kearney under center, eye back. It's going to be a handoff to the right, and Tashimbi is swallowed up in the backfield. That time by number 19 on the Eagles.
And just like that,
Ali Mancal with the tackle.
Just like that, Jess, it's 4th down. It's 4th and, 17.
It's probably not the way the Norsemen wanted to start this half.
No, and they can't afford to kick it out of bounds now. They got to kick it there, and they got to cover it, and they got to hope that the Eagles, they make them work.
Strang just gets it off. It's going to bounce out of bounds.
Good kick.
Near the 40-yard line. And so far, the Midget Championship in 2017, like the other years have passed, has lived up to its reputation.
Yeah, and you know what? Both these teams obviously know each other. The kids know each other. The kids are doing their part. The coaches have done their part in preparing them. It's obvious that these guys are prepared to play today. So both staffs have done a great job.
And it's great to see some of these kids that we've been watching for years, their progression, their development, their career in NCAFA. And there's a lot of pride on the line when you know that some of these kids will be moving on to the CIS ranks or the U Sports ranks now, and some won't. And is there any better football than what's out here right now, Jeff, even for a guy that's gone to the very highest level in this sport? Really, does it get any better than a Friday night and a midget championship in Ottawa?
Well, they're slugging it out, right? I mean, the only way that maybe would be better if you had 2 high-flying quarterbacks out there and the score was 42-41, and both quarterbacks have thrown for 7 touchdowns.
Well, that's a running back talking. I prefer the defensive stalemate games. I can appreciate that as a safety myself. Now, Dante Blizzard under center, press coverage on the outside. He's going back to pass. He's got a quick completion out to the flats near the booth here, and he is gang tackled and pushed all the way back to the line of scrimmage, but he's going to get about 5 yards on that completion.
You know what? It's a different wrinkle. We haven't seen that play yet. It's a bit of a different wrinkle, and you could tell that these guys that are getting the football know that these guys on the other side of the ball can tackle, because he He tried to cut it up in there and get what he could. He's not going to outrun anybody. He's not going to get down the field, beat anybody in a foot race. These guys are fast.
Yeah, Max Charbonneau has been a reliable receiver tonight with 3 receptions on the night. Now, I got to tell you, I see a lot of aggressive press coverage by the Norsemen. That's something that I would be looking at if I was the Eagles' offensive coordinator.
Now it's going to be 4th and 5. I mean, there's another run in between the tackles. They're trying to move guys around a little bit now, though, Jess. They're trying to go, instead of 2-by-2 look, they're coming to play to go 3-by-1 to try to get an extra blocker, but it's not helping them. Just not helping them. These guys are flowing the ball so well.
Well, offensive coordinator brought over by the Raiders along with Carlos Blizzard.
It's a fake.
And a fake punt.
First down.
And they're going to get the first down and a little bit of rolling the dice here in the third quarter.
Well, what they did, we can't see the replay on it, but they obviously lined up in a formation that they hadn't seen before because they had 2 defenders over here and expecting them to run, the typical punt formation, which they didn't, and they just snapped it to number 44, and off he went.
And we're looking at Tony Valente's team in the sideline there. Got Terry Schaefer, linebacker coach. His son, Curtis Schaefer, won a midget championship with the Norsemen, and now he is a player at Queen's University and doing quite well there. Hand off to Gauthier. Gauthier all the way past the 40-yard line and into Norseman territory.
Great run, 12 yards.
And Gauthier cheering and trying to get the fans a little bit more involved here. And it looks like attendance is pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I think my eyes are starting to go on me. I thought that was 12 yards. My goodness. Must be the night lights, eh, Jess? It must be the night lights here at Millennium Field.
You got to check your prescription, Jeff.
Might have to.
It's second and short, and Gauthier.
They might give him on the spot. They might give it to him on the spot.
Shoestring tackle in the backfield by Liam Paquette. Such good sense by this player. I hope that he gets a shot at the next level. He's a little bit undersized, but I don't know if we've seen a better defensive player in NCAFA since Liam. I know there's a few coming up that are a bit younger than him, but Liam, towards the end of his NCAFA career, I have really enjoyed watching Liam Paquette. I got a chance to coach him at the All-Star game a couple years ago, and this kid just knows what he's doing. He's a good team player. Can't say enough about this young player.
Yeah, well, he's certainly playing well tonight. No two ways about it. So maybe the Eagles, something we haven't seen. So we're watching the Bel-Air defense. They flow hard the ball. I mean, they hand that ball off and to Noah, and these guys are flowing hard. They're flowing hard, right? Dante's a real good athlete. We haven't seen a bootleg yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're saving it for when they get down to the goal line, but I mean, I know Dante can run from the 40-yard line to the goal line.
Yeah, Dante, it seems like he's an elusive runner, but a tentative runner. He doesn't have that explosive speed. He kind of picks his moments, and he'll kind of guide his way through. And before you know it, he's got 10 yards. But with that bootleg, you're really going to need him to commit.
Yeah. And, you talked about this press coverage, right, with Bel-Air. I mean, they've got everybody. It's 3rd and 1.5. Well, now it's going to be more. It's going to be 6.5.
Flags down on the play.
Everybody was up on the line of scrimmage. That would have been a time to throw a little pop pass, something real quick, up the middle, and just, let your guy run under it and catch it.
And Tony Valente's offense usually uses and makes use of a tight end. They have with that 4-down model, you can get a lot more out of a tight end.
Yeah, with aggressive defenses too, they often forget about the tight end because linebackers want to fill and make plays like these guys have been doing all night. So odds are maybe a tight end might be all by himself running down the field.
So a penalty or both, and it's offsetting penalties. So it'll remain 3rd down, repeat 3rd down, 3rd and 2 with 5:48 left in the third quarter. And both these teams trying to find something that can exploit the other.
Yeah, they're going to spread out.
Dante, the Eagles quarterback, wearing the number 10 with the black jerseys. Hands off to Gauthier. Gauthier with a hard run to the left side towards the Norseman sideline.
I mean, they're moving the chains again. They're just pounding the football, pounding the football, pounding the football.
A good old-fashioned slugfest at the 2017 Midget NCAFA Championships at Millennium Field in Cumberland, Ottawa, Ontario. And with 1st and 10, the Eagles will toss it right to Noah Gauthier. Noah Gauthier weaving his way towards the sideline and close to another first down and out of bounds.
What a great run. How patient was he there? How patient was he there? He just waited and waited and waited. Like I said, Noah's always going to find a way to get north. And before you know it now, he's got 9 yards.
Definitely a fun player to watch, Noah Gauthier, that is. And I'll tell you, the offensive line deserves some credit because they are providing Dante some time, and they're also allowing Noah to get the edge on those sweep plays.
Yeah, and it helps. It helps when Noah's patient, lets it develop. And when he hits it, right? When he hits it, he hits it. Now we got a holding call. Now it's going to be 1st and 20.
Now a holding call brings that back. But we haven't seen a whole lot of penalties tonight, Jeff.
No, it's been a pretty clean game, and hats off to both staffs. I mean, these are two really good, fundamentally sound, good, disciplined football teams that we're seeing. Both sides of the ball, both sides, both teams.
So 1st and 20. The draw to Gauthier. Gauthier up the middle with a few. And he is met in the hole.
So they spread him out there and went with a spread formation and ran 4 receivers over here, thinking maybe that they were going to throw it a little bit, and just were patient, just gave it to Noah to run right up the middle.
Isaac Abomte with a huge hit right up the middle. Lowers his shoulder along with Nick Sims, the middle linebacker for the Norsemen. The Eagles are earning yardage the hard way tonight.
Oh, my God. They're working. They're working. You're right. They are earning everything they are getting.
And the other benefit to that type of a game is they're wearing the clock out. They're not giving the Norsemen many offensive plays. They've held the time of possession. This time they go deep into traffic and almost caught.
Yep.
But it's going to be broken up by a couple of defenders.
Well, that's the play we were looking for to get that to get back. Dante was just a little bit light on the throw, and he should have come down with that. In all honesty, he should have caught the football.
Cameron Campbell on the breakup, and Cameron Campbell is a player that I coached at the Warriors. He came to us as a receiver. As you can see, number 81 in the corner. He's a tall kid. He's a kid that has great hands, and he's a hard worker, very coachable. So we saw him. We had a lot of receivers that year. We put him out at the corner position, and I can see him implementing some of the coaching techniques I've given him with his high beams into the backfield, and they're going to test him. They're going to test another defender on the Norsemen who comes up again with the play. That's number 24 on the defense.
Yeah, that was a good knockdown. He was there. I mean, he wasn't open.
So now that leaves us with 4th down. The Eagles are going to punt. They have faked it once already. Damian Gonzalez off the end, forces the punt, and that will drop down.
Great
and
punt.
It's going to be picked up by Sakely.
Great punt, good coverage.
Sakely returns it for a couple yards and out of bounds. And that takes us to the 2:42 mark in the 3rd quarter. Still 7-0 Eagles over the Bel-Air Norsemen, the undefeated Bel-Air Norsemen.
Well, the Eagles come out in the second half and did exactly what they needed to do. They held Bel-Air, and they're keeping him in their end of the field.
The Nepean Eagles in the regular season went 4-4, tied for 3rd in NCAFA. Offense averaged 18.8 points per game, which was good enough for 2nd in the league. With the defense, 11.9 average per game. And now the Bel-Air Norsemen will start with 1st down and a little bit of early movement. The call is Flag down. But they were going to hand the ball off to Tshimbi again, and no wonder. He's definitely a guy who is going to help this offense score some points tonight.
Yeah, and they've changed their formation up. They've changed the formation now where they're going into, what you typically call a heavy set, double tight, wanting to tell everybody in the world, we're going to run the football, or we're going to run some play action, hit a tight end here, or go ISO to a receiver. But this tells me that they're going to run the football.
And they've got Nick Sims in the backfield too. So a heavy set, wishbone. Hand off to the right side for about 3 or 4 yard gain, but well defended again by the Eagles.
Yeah. That's defense. You're just going to play defense all night long. And you can't get more blockers than you have there. I mean, they went double tight ends, 3 running backs in the backfield, 2 lead blockers. I mean, he's just hoping to find a crease and to hit it. But that Eagle defense is just really stingy and really, really tough between the tackles, and those guys can really flow to the football.
They sure can. Free safety Grant Harrison for the Eagles has been a big hitter all year. Look for him to fill the alley on this next play. Kearney looks to pass, but throws that right into the turf. They're looking for Sakely on a little bit of maybe a hybrid screen out.
Yeah, they were kind of hoping that they were gonna catch the Eagles getting hard to the football and leave that back, uncovered. And that just simply didn't happen. Why? Because the Eagles are a pretty good defense.
And it was also not a great pass. He didn't really have a window to get it in there.
No, he didn't. He tried to get out there far too quick, and the back wasn't ready for it, and he was covered anyway.
So, again, the Norsemen in this wishbone-type backfield. And they're going to go deep. Kearney throwing it just outside the reach of number 83 for the Norsemen.
Yep.
Nicholas Walter, again, who's had a couple receptions here today, but not on that time.
You go 4th down again, 4th and 8. Here, Jess. We're due for an explosive special team play. We're due for another block, maybe. We're due for a return.
Well, that's the free safety back there. And you see him pick up a couple of those rubber beads to see the win. Strang with the punt. A good punt right into the arms of the Eagles returner, number 26. And he's trying his best to get out of there. And, Jeff, maybe this is what you're talking about, but he's kind of tripping up, having trouble gaining his balance, and he's finally wrapped up. And it looks like the ball might have come out, Jeff.
Let's see if we get word from the referee to see who's got the football. Like I said, we're due for a special teams play.
And it's Norseman ball, so they get it back after that punt. And that maybe is a play where you're just trying to fight for a little bit too much.
Yeah, as a coach, you just don't say, hey, listen, you love the effort. You love the fact that he's trying to make something happen. You're in a real tight football game here. You cannot afford to turn the ball over or to fumble it. Just take what you can get. Get north all the time. Especially they had him down there, and he's running here. He can't see guys coming to pursue on the other way. They always do. These are good football teams. They're going to pursue from the backside, and the ball's going to come loose.
So the Norsemen back with another first down, a fresh set of downs, and a toss to Tshimbi with blockers out in front of him, but well pursued and gang tackled just around center field.
Another great job by the defense. They got upfield, got ahead of the blocker, forced Tshimbi up inside where all the help is from the defense. You don't want him to get the edge and to run down the sideline.
John Ferrano on the tackle, among others.
Great pursuit by the Eagle defense.
And Mark Straw also in there. He reminds me of a past Eagles player, Andrew Beattie, wearing the same number in the Eagles uniform. He's gone on playing for Windsor University now as a halfback. And Kearney fakes the handoff, doesn't have much time, and he's going to be hit as he throws, and that's going to bring us to the fourth quarter, Jeff. Fourth quarter we head into in the 2017 Midget Championship with a score of 7-0 for the Nepean Eagles over the undefeated, uncontested Bel-Air Norsemen.
Well, you know what? It's been a real good game. It has been a real good game. Both defenses are playing outstanding, and we're just waiting. Like we had a special teams play there where we had a fumble and they got the ball back, but now unfortunately it's going to be 3rd and long. Let's see if they can convert and maybe get down the field. But first downs are hard to come by tonight. First downs are hard to come by.
Well, at the Midget Showcase, these teams played the first of 3 games that day. It was a rainy, cold Midget Showcase, and the Eagles lost to the Norsemen 20-1. Now, they have won 4 out of their last 5 games, and Jeff, that's kind of reminiscent of our summer season where it doesn't matter what happens at the start of the season, but what happens at the end. Kearney with the handoff and a fumble. It looks like he got it back. Waiting for the official's call. It looks like they did get it back. But Tashimbi having trouble with the exchange. And that'll be 4th down, I believe.
Yeah, it'll be 4th down.
So the turnover on the punt maybe doesn't lead to the drive that they were hoping for. But it's still only a 7-point game.
It's only a 7-point game. And, you were alluding to the summertime. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And these guys have obviously worked and stayed the course. No, obviously they're a real good football team. I mean, I said it earlier a couple of times that one of these teams is 4-4, the other one's undefeated, and you'd be hard-pressed to figure out who is who right now. And in fact, you might think the Eagles are undefeated. So it's first downs are really, really hard to come by tonight.
Norseman back to punt. Josh Strang gets it away, but he's rushed in doing so, and it's recovered by the free safety for the Eagles, number 25.
Good punt, good coverage.
Grant Harrison on the return. He plays free safety. I've noticed him this year. He's made some very nice breakups. And we want to talk a little bit about a player on this Bel-Air Norsemen who isn't able to be out there with his team. A kid that's played through the Bell Warriors program all the way up, and he should be out there, but he's battling an illness right now in leukemia, and we want to just wish Zach Strong, the best wishes. This is Zach Stratham Solier, rather, the best wishes, and he's at home or here. Maybe he might be here. We don't know that, but if he's watching on the stream, he's wishing these Norsemen the best of luck today. He wishes he could be out there.
Yeah, they miss him. I was down talking to a couple of the coaches before the game started and asked a little bit about him. They had nothing but great things to say. So he's a tough kid. He's a fighter, and he may be at the game, but they doubt that he would be here tonight. So Zach, if you're out there listening, get well, buddy. Fight hard, and the boys are definitely playing hard tonight.
He wears number 70 for the Norsemen. Zachary Statham Solier. I coached him at the Warriors, and the hashtag is Zach Strong.
Zach Strong, that's
Zach
awesome.
Strong, that's what I was trying to get at before. But make sure you tweet him out. Make sure you know that we're thinking about you. The whole football community in Ottawa is thinking about you. We're all here. We're all part of the same tribe, as you like to say.
Yeah. And you know what? He should be out here fighting with these guys, not fighting an illness like that. Sometimes things just aren't fair, and we'd much rather see him out here in a football field fighting for this stuff. But good luck to you, Zach, and they're playing hard for you.
Just under 9 minutes. On third down, there's a completion from Dante Blizzard out in the flats on the far side towards the Norseman sideline, and that's number 34, and he looks like he's shaken up a little bit.
He's going to come off. He's going to be just a little bit short, it seems, up by the spot. They got to get right to the 40 and look like they're about the 39 and a half.
So, Jeff, are there going to be It's number 34, Mark Straw. And that's a big loss if that's indeed Straw that got injured, because he's made
a lot of
critical
plays.
tackles all night. But we got a 4th down punt, 4th and short. Maybe watch for the fake here.
You know, it might be fake territory, but I would kick it because, you know, you stopped them all night. Continue to get a good kick.
And a good punt goes just out of bounds. They've got Liam Paquette back there returning and maybe looking for some of that Paquette magic. He almost took one back in the game against the Riders. They did have a punt return touchdown, but I think it was either a punt or a missed field goal, and Liam almost took it the whole way. Probably could have used a block towards the end there that finally caught up with him. But Liam, we've been watching return punts, like I said earlier in the broadcast, all his life, and he's got a certain elusive magic to him. So maybe it's the time to start just looking to your magic makers and hoping they come through.
Yeah, get them the ball and let's see if they can do something. That's probably what it's going to take for anybody to score again.
So 1st and 10. Kearney drops back, 5-step drop, out to the flats, and
nice
a
catch.
Great catch. Are they going to give it to him? Yes, they do. Referee gives him the catch, and I think that's a fantastic call. Connor Bright with the with the catch, and that might be the reception, the catch of the play of the night.
It certainly is. I mean, first of all, he was open. Second of all, it was a great throw, and it got him 11 yards. It got him a 1st down.
So 1st and 10. Eye back. Kearney back to drop. Launches it deep and just out of reach. Adrian Barkley was the intended receiver on that, and we're starting to see a little bit of the air attack.
Yeah, I think there was some miscommunication there because as soon as the ball was snapped, he was looking to throw to him, but he wasn't getting on his horse and getting downfield. Not so sure he thought maybe the ball wasn't going to come to him.
2nd and 10. Patrick Kearney under center. He's going to pass again. Steps back, sees some. He gets the ball, kind of a quick little pitch out to Stefan Tashimbi.
Looked like a makeshift shovel screen pass, something of sorts,
That's
right?
what I was going to say, yeah.
But you know what? The linemen were not far enough away from the back from that Tashimbi, so he couldn't get any space because the D line's there. You have to have some separation if you're going to catch it, so you can see where you're going. Give your lineman a chance to block somebody. That's the type of play. If it's well executed perfectly, you can get some yards.
And it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Norsemen. And they go up top again to Cameron Campbell, who almost comes up with a huge reception.
That was good coverage. You know what? That wasn't a half-bad throw. It got there. Could have been caught.
That was a tough catch, though, but also well defended. He had a defender right on his hip.
So now we flip the field, right here, Jess? So now if they get a good punt off and they can keep the Eagles between the 20, 30-yard line, I mean, that's going to be a good thing for Bel-Air here.
Sam Lewis with the great coverage on that last play. He's playing corner. Josh Strang punts the ball, and another good punt by Strang. And a huge hit. Nick Sims comes and closes in on that. And I'm surprised he popped up that quick after that one.
Yeah, that was a good hit. That's great coverage. I mean, we've got some guys out here laying the lumber for sure.
Well, I think Nick Sims, we're going to be seeing, he's got a lot of interest in him. Maybe a little bit of a tweener. He's not maybe a full middle linebacker size at the U Sports level, but certainly a guy that you can't ignore. He's a hell of a football player.
And you know what? That goes a long way. I mean, certainly you got to pass the eye test. Certainly you got to have a lot of intangibles, physically. But some guys are just flat out good football players, and he's one of them.
And you know what? At the end of the day, if he's out there, he's making plays, you can't keep him off the field.
Exactly.
He'll have a place to play. So the Nepean Eagles start their drive at around the 33-yard line. Dante Blizzard pitches the ball out to Noah Goche, who gets turned upside on his head.
That's a quick 1 yard gain. I mean, Noah, Jesus, Murphy, he runs hard.
Sure does.
He runs hard. I mean, every time you see him run, you think he's just going to break it and go, but this defense is making him work for every yard he's gotten tonight.
Owen Lactot goes low on the tackle and flips him upside down, but a great aggressive tackle where he's meeting him in the hole. They're matching his aggressive running style and a quick little trap play up the middle.
It's about the third or fourth time they've run that quick little that quick hitting trap, and that's the best it's worked. They got 3 or 4 yards. That's the best it's worked, and it should. It should. But like I said, between the tackles, things are tough. Things are tough here at Millennium tonight between those tackles, both sides.
Well, I wonder if this theme's going to carry on. We've got, of course, the B-Cup championships starting with Tyke, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning at Millennium, and then followed by Sunday with a roster of games with A-Cup championship games all day there. Now, Dante doesn't get the snap when he expected, and that'll be procedure on the offense.
And how great is that here at Millennium that the Panthers have 3 of 4 teams playing the A-Cup on Sunday?
It's impressive. I think it's the only club that can say that. I know Canada has 2 teams in.
Yeah. I mean, the Panthers Tyke team is just so well coached and so fun to watch. Then, of course, you got Schmidt's team at Mosquito that just put their head down. You know, they started a little bit slow, and all they did was just work, and here they are, right?
I'm excited for that matchup. They're playing the Canada Knights at the Mosquito level.
And then, of course, you got the Bantam team with all those guys that are
so now
that know how to play.
We've got quads to the strong side. Noah Goche gets loose but loses the ball, and the Norsemen are going to recover with 4:20 left in the game. How big is that turnover?
That is huge. And, you can't fault Noah for that because that's just what Noah does. He doesn't go down easy. He will try to – I mean, we thought, we're sitting here looking at each other talking. I thought he was down over there.
He kind of got swallowed in the O-line, but you get the good with the bad. He'll
That's
break
right.
one for 90,
Yeah.
but he might cough up the ball in a championship game with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Oh, but he's going to get it back to you. He's going to give it back to you for sure.
So now the Norsemen take over, looking to capitalize on that error. And a timeout, Eagles. They just want to slow down the pace right now.
That's Bel-Air that took the timeout, I think. They weren't ready. They had a guy come on late. And that just goes to show the experience of
Bel-Air Norsemen team.
Well, this is the time now. This is the time now.
And Kearney looking for the double pump. Out and just short. They're looking to go for the jugular here.
That's that same play they ran earlier, right? They didn't run the hitch. I don't think they've run the hitch all night. I don't think they threw it. They're hitting that deep ball.
Now I think the only difference is they ran it from the slot. Whereas the first time they ran it as the wideout, and he was an ISO wideout out there. So a little bit of adjustments. They're trying to test that halfback on the defense. Sakeley down to the right side of, and Tashimbi gets the ball,
some room.
and but he's met very hard.
As soon as I thought from this angle that he had somewhere to go, it didn't last very long.
You might have liked to seen him take it outside a little longer.
It looked like from this angle that he had something there, but then, we didn't see the linebacker field, number 42, filled nicely.
Max Charbonneau, that is.
Great play.
Now, Max Charbonneau, we've probably noticed him more. He's caught 2 or 3 passes on the offense, and now he's sticking it to the Norseman team here on the defense.
Yeah, making plays.
So we've got a 3rd and 8. Kearney back 5-step drop, lets it go into two defenders who converge and knock the ball down. That's the free safety for the Eagles, Grant Harrison. And that will set up a 4th down. Now, Jeff, 3 minutes and 14. You think now is a time when they've got to be careful with every single play.
Well, you know what? We've got some good returners on that Bel-Air team, right? I would punt it deep, hold them, make them punt to you, get the ball left with maybe $1.50 left in the game.
They're not going to do that, Jeff. They're going for it. Eye back. 3 receivers to the top of the field. They throw it to the out. Sakley does make the completion, but is it going to be enough for the 1st down? He's driven back about 5 yards after the catch. The Norsemen are signaling that it's a 1st down. Referee Cliff is looking, and he gives it to him. It's a 1st down,
spot.
Norsemen.
You know, gutsy call. Good. It worked out, and that was a great throw, and that was a great catch. I mean, he was going to catch that football. He wasn't dropping it.
That's clutch. That's clutch in capital letters.
Now
Jake Sakley, number 6, on the reception for the 1st down, and they are passing a lot, maybe 80-20% at this point in the game. To Shimby, the tailback, gets the handoff. Up the middle, he's got a seam, and he was going to rumble for about 6 yards. That's about a 6-yard gain. It'll set up 2nd and 4 with 2:30 left. And the Norsemen are threatening in the red zone, just inside the red zone now. Sakley to the bottom of your screen in the slot. Gonzalez, the fullback. And they're going to pass a quick over the head, and the receiver smartly goes and chases it out of bounds, because you never know at this point. You'd hate to see something like that happen where their defense picks it up and goes
just runs the other way, right? So
that was 83, Nicholas Walter, that the ball was just over the head. Kearney, maybe the nerves are coming in now.
There's no question they've got 2 downs to get a 1st down here, because they went for it on 4th down.
And it's 3rd and 11. The crowd starting to get into it. Cameron Campbell, the receiver, to the bottom of the screen. Kearney steps up, throws it to Sakley, and I think it's going to be roughing the passer.
That's a real tough call. I mean, I was watching, and I think he got the penalty for the way he might have got up. And I'm not sure if he pushed off, but you know what? These guys are emotional out here. They're playing with emotion. I don't think it was a cheap shot. I think it was just the way that he got up, because I don't think it was late. And in fact, I was going to make a comment on how well these guys are playing on both sides when they're hitting a quarterback. They're getting there timely, and they're not hitting them late.
That's number 52, John Ferrano, with the penalty that now sets up the Norsemen with 1st and 10, but from about the 11-yard line. And they're going to hand off to Shimby. Shimby trying to find the outside. Steps in. He's met at the goal line, but they're going to give it to him. That's a touchdown. And the crowd starts to really pick up. Well, they're getting what they're worth of the admission cost today, because we've got a 6-7 ball game with only 152 left in the 2017 Midget Championship between the Nepean Eagles and the Bel-Air Norsemen.
Yeah, and you know it's going to come down to a mistake. We had the fumble. They went for it on 4th down. They got the late hit on the quarterback. And you know what? Give them theirs. They earned it. They earned it because they had to score.
Josh Strang looks to make it a tie ball game with this extra point. High snap, gets it down, and kicks it in to the O-line.
Wow.
Could be a very critical error. You can see the Eagles sideline goes nuts.
But there's still a minute 52 to go in the game.
And in the Canadian football game, there's always the rouge.
There's always the rouge. And the longest minute in the world is the minute in Canadian football. Wow.
So now 6-7, the Norsemen get the turnover, capitalize, and a huge run by Tashimbi, finally finding some room.
Yeah.
And he breaks it to the outside. He makes a great play, gets him within one, extra point, no good. High snap. Now, you know, it's one of those things, you do it 1,000 times,
That's
but
right.
you know, it's a little different when all the marbles are on the line.
Yep. Now, if you're the Eagles, you have to get a good return. You have to get it somewhere so that if you don't get a first down, you've got to punt. You've got to keep them on that side of the field so they don't get a roost, so they can't kick it through the end zone.
So now are we going to be looking at an onside kick here, Jeff? Or do you want to pin him deep?
I would pin him deep. I mean, the kid can kick.
Josh Strang goes for the onside kick.
Moonshot.
And it's recovered well by number 44.
Now, having said that, that was a really good moonshot kick. They had opportunity to get the ball. He just went up high. He got the ball. He tucked it, secured it. So now they're going to be on the 45-yard line. So a first down and maybe a punt keeps them deep because these guys haven't worked the field. When Bel-Air got the ball back, they worked from about the 30 in after the fumble, right?
Well, the Eagles are hoping that maybe they can get a drive like they did on the first drive of the game. Picking up a few first downs and some hard running by Noah Gauthier.
My money's on Noah Gauthier here.
Dante Blizzard under center. Here comes the blitz in the middle by Nick Sims. And that's Gauthier tackled after maybe one or two. You know that the defense is going to be keen on Gauthier.
Yeah, I mean, look at Bel-Air's defense. They're all going to be up on the line of scrimmage. You're not thinking that there's a chance in the world that they're going to throw it. I mean, I would think about it because they're going to forget. If you line up in a set now, they've been going 2-by-2 all game. Take one of these guys, put them at tight end, and maybe someone's going to forget about them. Now they're going to bring somebody over. They'll probably go toss this side. They're offside.
And there's movement. They were going to 44 on a fake
trap.
toss trap play.
That little trap play. This will be costly if it goes against Bel-Air. Offside on Bel-Air. It's going to move the ball up. I mean, to get one first down here, Jess, that could be all they need. And now it's going to be second and 3.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, brings it and makes it a little bit easier for the Eagles. Second and maybe a long 3. 1 minute 25 left. The only thing separating these two teams is 1 point. The Eagles up 7-6 late in the fourth quarter. Dante hands off to the running back. That's Noah Gauthier again getting the rock. And they give them the first down.
Yeah, they were. You knew they were going to give it to Noah. You knew they were going to give it to Noah because he will not let you down. It's not in his DNA. You know, he fumbled the ball. There's nobody that wants that ball more than him right now.
Well, only a minute 17 left. The clock is counting down quickly for these Nepean Eagles. They're going to need a little magic. The defense showing aggressive blitz up the middle. A little bit of confusion in the backfield of where they were getting the handoff.
Yep.
And the Bel-Air Norsemen make them pay for it. And that's about a 5 or 6 yard loss. And
looked like they went to run that counter, but Noah was going one way, and they were thinking they were going to run it the other way, so there was some confusion with the quarterback and Noah in the backfield.
Clock starts again. And second and long, second about 14 is going to be this next play. Watch for maybe a pass or a toss to the strong side here. There it is. Noah Gauthier turns it back outside, but it's wrapped up by number 99 on the D-line. Ethan Williams, standout defensive lineman in the west end of the city. He was a Sooner during the summer this year, a Bell Warrior player growing up, and he's gotten a lot of attention. People know his name, including, I think, some of your teams have had to match up with him before, haven't they? Yeah.
He's a really good football player. He's a really good football player. Now we're seeing a timeout. I think Bel-Air's called a timeout here.
Liam, you want to show the clock, Liam? There's only so much time left.
We want to thank Tim Tierney again for the work that we're doing with him right now. We are building out some media boot camps for HESN so we can get some more camera operators and people interested in the sports broadcasting field. But
Great job.
right now we are looking at 33 seconds and a 1-point ball game in the 2017 Midget Championship. Carlos Blizzard under center. Nick Sims over
I'd love
the
to see that
center.
bootleg.
Noah Gauthier doesn't get much. He's fighting hard, but he's brought down aggressively. Couple defenders in on the tackle, including Nick Sims and Isaac Ombomtabe.
I don't know why they're not running the clock.
.9 seconds left in this Midget Championship.
Here we go.
You are watching the A-Cup Championship National Capital Amateur Football Association Weekend. Subscribe to the HESN YouTube channel and get the latest date information, videos, highlights, replays, player highlights, and even esports Madden tournaments. But back here, a flag goes, delay a game on the Nepean Eagles. Maybe not the worst thing. But the clock will stop.
The clock will stop now. They're going to have to run a play.
Dylan, coming back to you. Ready?
I put it 7.9. They won't line up to kick it.
So following the game, we will have the trophy presentation down the field with the president, Stephen Dean, and the
Timeout,
offensive
Eagles.
and defensive player of the game or team player of the games presentations. And, you know, you got to be thinking, Jeff, that the Norsemen, you think they were thinking they were going to get this game?
You know, I don't think so. I think that these coaches on both sides of the ball have been around a long time, and they know it's not easy. They know that 8-0 versus 4-4, it happens. And there's parity in the league.
There is, and we're looking at the sideline of this desperate Norseman team. Dante Blizzard in the shotgun, 4th and a country mile. Dante.
Throw it, Dante.
He's looking, and he goes down. He's just taking some time off the clock.
He's got a second to go. Now they're on the 27, 28-yard line.
Well, maybe one play left, right, Jeff?
Now they're going to kick it through the end zone. He had to throw it. So that it goes incomplete. And the line of scrimmage is up here.
So maybe an ill-advised play, but, you know, I don't know if I would have known enough to do that myself.
Well,
that's a tough play.
They just called the timeout. If you're going to run around to try to burn the clock, get to the sideline, burn the clock, the game is over.
Here we go.
Now looks like they're lined up to kick a field goal.
Now,
what if they kick a field goal and win a game?
Josh Strang is capable of making this kick. He's done it a lot in his career. The kick is up, but it is
got to get it out.
No good.
There you go.
And the game is over.
Gosh.
The Nepean Eagles win the Midget Championship. A team that started 4-4, went 4-4 and advanced. And Noah Gauthier down at the bottom, he feels good about it. This is a big win for this franchise. The Nepean Eagles upset the undefeated Bel-Air Norsemen in the Midget Championship.
You know what? Great game by both sides. I mean, Bel-Air, they played well. The Eagles played well. The Eagles just came out, and, that first drive they meant business, and everything stayed in the middle of the field here, right? And both defenses played outstanding. The offenses struggled a little bit, and they just came up a point short, literally a point short.
Unbelievable game, Jeff. I can't lie. I was kind of hoping they would kick the one-pointer and we keep going.
You just want to stay here all night.
This is kind of fun being up here. When you finally get the technology working in your favor and you get the gremlins out of the machines.
I'll tell you, you got all the cameras going, the microphones going, the TVs going, the big bus going. You got everything going on over here at HESN.
If you're coming down for some of the games, this was a beautiful night. We might not be blessed with the same weather for the Sunday games. Maybe not for Saturday B Cup games, but if Friday night championship week is any indication of match teams, a 6-team league that is getting better. There's a lot of people involved in the league that want to see midget football survive, and It's gone through a real tumultuous time over the last decade.
Put into midget this year, obviously with huddle and all that, all the stuff and the tools that the coaches have is working.
It is. I think it's helping. I know as a coach, you really want an even playing field. You want to start with a chance and a group of kids that you can mold and you can make better. And then after that, if you've got some parity and you can go out and coach a good football game like we just saw right now, man, that really, really is good for young coaches coming into the league, and that's what they want to see.
And you know what? What you guys do here on HESN for NCAFA is absolutely outstanding, because now we are getting opportunities for coaches. Instead of having to go to games across the city, they can exchange game film, and they can watch it on huddle. And that's what they do at Midget. What a great tool for them to be able to have, because it's all over provincial football, U Sports, CIS. It's all about watching game film and watching kids on TV. That's what it is. It saves, because coaching is very taxing. Coaching is very taxing. If you want to compete and you want to be good and you want to give yourself a real good chance to be successful, you have to put the time in. And driving from game to game on the weekends is tough to do sometimes. Having huddle and filming the games like you guys do, and a couple of great guys like us doing the broadcast, I mean, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I mean, you've been essential in the building of HESN. You've been a supporter right from the very get-go. I certainly appreciate your efforts, and now you're calling the plays up here, and I think we've got the big bus that you were able to get.
Yeah, that's fun, eh?
We're well on our way, but truthfully, the thing that is the best is being able to give these kids a little bit of a pro polish, make them feel like this is as important as it really is. I mean, these are the time of their life. They're building so many memories, and they're building memories with their buddies from their neighborhood and their schools, and they're going to remember these moments for the rest of their lives. I know I do.
Yeah, and you don't realize that until you get real old like you are. Because you're real old now, right?
I am. I'm getting there.
You realize how special these times are when you get older, and you appreciate them that much more, because let's face it, a lot goes into this. Look at the people that are here on a Friday night. Millennium Fields is the premier facility in the city. And we had a great football game.
Yeah, and the player of the game for the Norsemen is Liam Paquette.
Oh, no surprise there.
And he's had a few A-Cup championships at the Bantam level under the guidance of head coach Matty Chartier.
Yeah, Matty, yep.
So he's it's not like he hasn't been on the other side of the coin.
Yeah, you know what? There's no hanging your head after these games. I know it's easy to say, and it's a cliche and all that sort of stuff, but really, when you play football as long as these kids have, like Noah Gauthier, for example, I know because we've had Noah Gauthier on our varsity teams, and he's lost some big games. And now he's won a big game because he won a big game last year. I think he was on that Bantam team for the Raiders that won the A Cup.
So the midget championship is being presented now to the Nepean Eagles, and they're going to go get their trophy. And I wonder if maybe this is a little bit sweeter for them because they went 4-4 and they faced a little bit more adversity.
You know, they had to grind it out to get there, right? And when you grind it out to get there, you want it that much more. And I think that if you look at their player of the game, Noah Gauthier, he's one of those guys that you can see on the football field when you just watch him play. He wants it. He doesn't want it sometimes. He wants it all the time. And when you watch the two defenses tonight play out there, they both wanted it. I mean, the offense has struggled a little bit. It wasn't from a lack of effort. I mean, you know, Tshimba and Noah were running hard. It wasn't from a lack of effort. But some guys just want it and want it and want it and keep wanting it. And Noah's that type of player. And you know what? Hands off to the coaches on both sides. They were both well prepared.
They were.
And, you know, you kept waiting. Oh, you know, we're going to wait for a missed tackle. There wasn't a missed tackle. I hate to break it to you. Nobody missed a tackle out there. Those guys are just too good.
And there we go. This is a nice image to see Carlos Blizzard, the coach, handing the trophy to his son for the second year in a row. But this time not a Raider and not at Bantam, but at the midget level, the highest level, 16, 17, and 18-year-olds. They made the age change to try to improve things, and I think it worked.
Well, you know what? It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. And I think I like the 16, 17, 18 as well. It moves everything else down. And I said it's been a tough adjustment at NCAFA, you know, with the age changes and stuff. It's taken some coaches,
Jeff, I mean, we look at the championship, and we've got being able to broadcast these games now and having this live stream factor. We're going to look at the numbers, but there's a lot of people that maybe weren't able to be out here tonight, but a lot of people watching from home, and a lot of people that are maybe coming in and out of this stream because they're working or they've got another obligation. But we get to talk and give credit to the players and the coaches and the executive, and it all kind of pays off in this championship moment that we're watching here. The Nepean Eagles, the 2017 Midget Championships, unseating and coming with just a really unbelievable first drive that got them into the end zone with a plunge, a 2 or 3 yard plunge for Noah Gauthier, and that really remained as the only scores in the whole game until the very end of the game when Tshimba was able to make it into the end zone, and then once again, maybe a little bit of a high snap. And
it's one of those things where it's like a fight, big heavyweight fight, and then somebody catches him, with a right hook, and he falls down for a second. So that's what happened the first drive.
we're going to wrap it up here for the whole HESN crew tonight. Producer Steve Johnson, Kyle Ball with the game announcing. We have Vince Bell on camera and Huddle Uploads. We have a couple, Liam Tierney on camera and Dylan as well. So we've got a whole staff here that we want to say thanks for joining us on the HESN live stream of the 2017 NECAFA Midget Championship with the Eagles defeating the undefeated Bel-Air Norsemen of a score of 7-6. Join us again when we pick back up action live on Sunday, 9 a.m. with the 6-on-6 tight game. We'll be back. Share, subscribe, like, and if you want to join the Madden tournament, please go to hesn.co/Madden and sign up and register for the Madden tournament.